and welcome to FIFA and Fortune. Football's biggest spectacle has been the most thrilling over the past couple of months, but this World Cup is far more than what happened on the pitch. FIFA 2026 has been the biggest tournament in the history of the game, with 48 teams, 3 host nations and millions of fans watching across the globe. Tonight, we go beyond the goals and glory to bring you the stories shaping world's biggest sporting event. Let's begin. Our top story first. Spain and Argentina are through to the FIFA Football World Cup 2026 final. The two finalists are now just one win away from lifting football's biggest prize. Spain booked their place with a commanding win over France, while Argentina edged past England in a thrilling semi-final. Joining us now is Shaurya with a complete review of the semi-finals and the biggest moments that have set up football's ultimate showdown.
Yes, Shibani, both the semi-finals were quite a battle to watch. The first game was between Spain and France, and Spain won that game 2-1. And Spain did not just dominate the pitch, they dictated everything, dictated the midfield, dictated the tactics, and the scoreline doesn't tell you the story. If we look at the stats up here, let the stats come in. Yes, the game was, if you can see, just 2-0 is the difference, but 51% possession compared to 49, 87% pass accuracy compared to 86 of France, and the most important thing, just 2 shots on targets for Spain compared to 4 of France, but the 2 shots were quite clinical. And now talking about the next big game, which was Argentina versus England, and Argentina is definitely the king of comeback. They've registered their 3rd comeback in this World Cup after Cabo Verde and Egypt, and the game was of 2 halves. If we talk about the first half and we talk about it in stats, we can see that the first half was quite even. 55% possession for Argentina, 45% for England, and the game was fairly even. No shots on target, no big chances, and the pass accuracy was right there. But you see the picture in the second half. If we talk about the second half, the game switched and it flipped, in my opinion, with Argentina 72% possession compared to 28 of England. 13 shots and 5 on target. That is quite a lot, with 3 big chances by Argentina. 2 of them were quite well, while Anthony Gordon scored, but this does not help. And if we talk about the 2 goals coming after the 80th minute, it was a great goal, a screamer by Enzo Fernandez, and then it was a crucial header by Lautaro Martinez, and all of them assisted by the GOAT, Lionel Messi. So that has been the 2 semi-finals for now, and Argentina and Spain are through for the finals. Now, moving off the pitch, 2026 World Cup is rewinding the playbooks of sports and economics. 48 teams, 104 matches across Canada, Mexico and USA. It isn't just the biggest tournament. $13 billion have been into this tournament, which is juggernaut in its own. While soccer's governing body is scoring record-breaking profits, local host cities are still finding out in a different ball game together. Let's look at the business aspect of this FIFA World Cup.
The financial scale of this tournament is unprecedented. FIFA is pacing to smash through its 4-year revenue targets, driven heavily by an explosion in matchday ticketing and premium hospitality. To pull this off, FIFA borrowed a page from Silicon Valley, running an asset-light business model. Instead of forcing countries to construct billion-dollar white elephant stadiums that sit empty after the finals, the tournament is utilizing 16 existing state-of-the-art NFL and MLS venues. Maximize seating capacity while slashing infrastructure overhead. The cash surplus is trickling down to the pitch. FIFA allocated a record $871 million in total prize money. The eventual champions will take home a $50 million paycheck, and even teams making an early exit in the group stage are guaranteed a historic $1 million payout to reinvest in grassroots soccer back home. But look beneath the stadium lights and the math gets complicated. While local hotels, bars and transport networks are seeing massive economic windfalls from the travelling fans, the host cities themselves are bearing an asymmetrical burden. Municipalities are footed with the bill of elite security, massive public fan zones and retrofitting American football stadiums with natural grass. Because FIFA tightly controls and pockets the revenue from ticket sales and primarily corporate sponsorships, collective shortfalls for host cities could hit a $250 million. It leaves local governments relying entirely on long-term tourism legacy to offset the immediate operational hit.
Yes, and if football is a multi-dollar business, then every inch of this game is up for sale, down to the players' feet. This Football World Cup, you may have noticed something really curious. From Lamine Yamal to Kylian Mbappe to Erling Haaland and Ousmane Dembele. It seems that almost every star is wearing pink boots. Coincidence? Not quite. The outcome of marketing battle between world's biggest sportswear brands chasing the same goal, visibility. Different companies, different technologies, but remarkably same color. So, why has football turned pink? Did the rival brands end up making the identical choices? Here is the story behind World Cup's most catching trend.
From Mbappe to Haaland, Kane to Vinicius Jr., wherever you look, there's pink. At times it feels like every player turned up wearing the same pair of boots. But look a little closer. Those boots may look similar, but they're actually from rival brands. Ahead of the tournament, Nike unveiled its Breakout Pack, Adidas launched the Road to Glory Pack, Puma introduced the Showtime Pack, New Balance released the Pure Ambition Pack, while Skechers also joined the Pink Party with its own tournament collection. Different names, different technology, almost exactly the same color. So why pink? Because nothing stands out against green grass quite like it. Whether you're watching from the stands, your television or a mobile screen, pink grabs your attention instantly. And in football, attention sells. There's another reason too. Elite football boots are designed nearly 2 years before they're released. Back in 2024, global trend forecasters identified electric fuchsia as one of the defining colors of 2026. Every major manufacturer was working from similar forecasts, and they all reached remarkably similar conclusions. The brands insist it's about more than fashion. Nike says bright colors signal speed and confidence. Adidas calls pink a symbol of energy and self-expression. Puma says it helps players stand out while reflecting today's sporting culture. Whether that's psychology or just clever marketing depends on who you ask. Of course, not everyone followed the trend. Lionel Messi stuck with his custom Argentina-inspired boots, proving that when you're the greatest of your generation, you don't need pink to stand out.
Holland! Oh, wonderful! He has nailed it for Norway! Their greatest day!
So the sea of pink is not a FIFA rule. It's the result of fashion trends, sports science, marketing, and 5 competing brands all deciding that the best way to stand out was to look exactly the same.
Now that we are having so much fun on this set, let's call in Shivani here as well.
Now the race for the golden boot is settled, but the race for the golden glove is still on. There are many names in a fray, but can anyone take us by surprise in the final? My colleague Shaurya right here gets us a detailed report.
Let's now talk about the golden boot race. The race is really fierce, and the battle till the semi-finals was very clear, and Messi was ruling the table. But France and English players are going to change this. And if we just look at the table, Lionel Messi with 8 goals, he's clearly on the top with the most assists. In 4 assists, he is on the top. Next, we have Kylian Mbappe from France, also 8 goals but less assists. Then we have Erling Haaland with 7 goals. Though he's out of the tournament, he definitely has made an impact. Then we have Jude Bellingham with 6 goals. He has 1 more game to play, and I'll come why. And there is Mikel Oyarzabal with 5 goals, though that is not a lot compared to Messi. He has 1 more match. And yes, both Kylian Mbappe and Jude Bellingham also have 1 more match, as 3rd place playoff will count in the goal tally. Now, if we move our focus to Golden Glove, the Golden Gloves tally is here, and this is the clean sheet. Now, the game is quite clear. Unai Simon is at 6 goals. And Martinez is at 2 goals. I mean, someone who can at least catch up to Simon is going to be Mike, but he is at 4 clean sheets, and I don't think he has more matches than that. So this battle is nearly clear, but it is up to the finals now to see who wins the Golden Glove and the Golden Boot as well. And while players battle for their individual glory with Golden Boot and Golden Glove, there is another silent star, and who has evolved with every FIFA World Cup. It is the match ball itself. From heavy leather footballs to now AI-powered smart balls, the technology has transformed the game dynamically. Now let's see how this football has evolved over the years.
The World Cup ball has come a long way from the heavy leather footballs used in the early tournaments. Those balls absorbed water during rain, becoming heavier and harder to control. Everything changed in 1970. Adidas became FIFA's official supplier and introduced the Telstar, the first officially named World Cup ball. Its iconic black and white 32-panel design wasn't just stylish, it made the ball easier to see on the black and white television screens, making it one of football's most recognizable designs. From then on, every World Cup ball got its own identity. The tango-inspired football designs for decades. The Azteca became the first fully synthetic World Cup ball in 1986, and by 2006, stitched panels gave way to thermally bonded construction for greater accuracy and consistency. But not every innovation has been a success. The Jabulani at the 2010 World Cup became one of football's biggest controversies. Its 8-paneled aerodynamic design produced unpredictable movement in the air, with players and goalkeepers complaining that it swerved too much and was difficult to control. The push for greater accuracy continued. In 2014, goal line technology was introduced, using high-speed cameras to instantly confirm. Technology soon moved inside the ball itself. Connected match balls equipped with motion sensors began working alongside player tracking cameras to record every touch with remarkable precision. That meant officials could identify the exact instant a pass was made, even if the ball had only brushed a player's hair, grazed a shoulder, or lightly clipped a jersey. The technology has made offside decisions more accurate, but it has also sparked debate over whether millimeter calls are taking the human element out of football. Now for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, Adidas has taken another leap. The official match ball features an inertial measurement unit, or IMU, a tiny motion sensor suspended at the center of the ball that transmits movement data hundreds of times every second. Combined with artificial intelligence and multiple tracking cameras, it helps officials detect touches, handballs, and offsides with even greater precision. experts getting every decision right. From water-soaked leather balls to sensor-packed smart footballs, the World Cup ball has evolved with the game itself, shaping not only how football is played, but increasingly how it is officiated.
Now, while the trophy honors the best team, the Golden Ball, in fact, recognizes the tournament's finest individual. Over the years, the football icons like Lionel Messi and Luka Modric have claimed the award, with Messi, in fact, this time round holding the record for the most Golden Balls. The final now offers another star chance to join this elite list and Messi to add one more to his collection. Shaurya, tell us more on this.
Talking about footballs, let's talk about the Golden Ball. As World Cup nears its climax, the battle isn't just for the trophy. The race for Adidas Golden Ball is also on. It is awarded to tournament's best player at his peak. This makes it football's one of most prestigious honor. And this award is not just any award like the Golden Boot or anything. This award awards the overall performance of a player in this World Cup. And this is not just with goals or anything. It is goals, assists, leadership and creativity in ultimate games, and match-defying performances are rewarded in this award. This award was first introduced in 1978 in the FIFA World Cup held in Argentina. The award was actually sponsored by Adidas, but since then it has become very prestigious for all the players. Alongside this, FIFA also awards a silver ball and a bronze ball to the second best player and the third best player of this tournament. The Golden Ball isn't decided by the fans. It is voted by acclaimed journalists. And after the final, everyone is in a room, and then they decide who wins the Golden Ball. So if we talk about how is it rewarded, this award is not just rewarding of their tournament, but their overall performance. And football's greatest legends have won this award, from Maradona to Zidane to Modric and Lionel Messi. Fun fact, this award has been won by Lionel Messi twice, and he's the only one to do this. And Oliver Kahn remains the only goalkeeper to win this award. Yes, Lionel Messi won it twice, and Oliver Kahn is the only goalkeeper to win this award. With the biggest stars still in continuation and contention, the semi-final and final decide who wins this award and join their name in this exclusive list.
Welcome back. Now, FIFA Football World Cup is often described as a tournament that unites the world. But the FIFA Football World Cup 2026 has happened in the backdrop of the entire West Asia crisis, the geopolitical uncertainties, and raised many questions. Here is our special report.
FIFA World Cup 2026 was meant to be football's grandest celebration. But beyond the matches, the tournament was driven by geopolitical tensions, tighter borders, and rising costs, bringing issues beyond the game into sharp focus. Dynamic ticket pricing pushed the cost of marquee fixtures to unprecedented levels. Face value tickets for the World Cup final climbed as high as $10,990, while even opening match tickets reached $2,735. Football supporters Europe groups argued that football's biggest celebration was becoming increasingly inaccessible. Premium hospitality experiences flourished, while many lifelong fans found themselves priced out of the very tournament they had followed for decades. The debate extended beyond ticket prices. Higher accommodation costs, expensive transport, and the rising overall cost of attending matches meant that for thousands of supporters, the financial barriers stretched well beyond the stadium gates. The impact wasn't limited to pricing alone. The tournament became a battleground of geopolitical tension, with Iran's participation sparking protests outside stadiums. Citing US travel restrictions, FIFA arranged for the Iranian team to stay in Mexico between matches instead of spending the night in the United States, followed by intense interrogation over the West Asia crisis, with players from the region repeatedly questioned about the conflict instead of football. Iranian supporters also faced visa hurdles, while FIFA came under criticism over its handling of political demonstrations. The refereeing debate reached the highest political office, with President Donald Trump defending Folarin Balogun and criticizing the referee's decision. Take a listen.
That wasn't a foul. That wasn't even an infraction. That was two guys running full speed that happened to crash into each other. You can't take your foot and properly place it on somebody else's foot when you're going, no, these were two great athletes that got tangled up, and this referee, who is a little bit suspect, if you check his past. I don't want to say that because I don't like to create controversy, but very suspect. If you'd like, I'll provide you with the past. He made a call that nobody could believe. You know, even people on the other side, they say, oh, we got lucky.
Not only this, Somali referee Omar Abdul Qadir Artan, shortlisted by FIFA, was denied entry into the US over betting concerns, adding to concerns that geopolitics was increasingly overshadowing football. Questions were also raised over FIFA's officiating after Argentina's round of 16 victory over Egypt was overshadowed by a controversial decision by video assistant referee that ruled out Zico's equalizer. The call sparked widespread debate over the consistency and transparency of officiating. Egypt described the decision as unfair, while FIFA's refereeing chief, Pierluigi Collina, defended the process, insisting that officials had applied the laws of the game correctly. The VAR decision even drew criticism from New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani, who said that Egypt had been robbed. Together, these controversies reshaped the World Cup's narrative. Politics crossed borders, rising costs tested accessibility, and questions over governance challenged the game's credibility. The debate is no longer just about who lifts the trophy, but whether the world's biggest football event still belongs equally to the world.
While this World Cup is coming to an end, after 4 years, there's going to be one more World Cup. And the fun fact is that it is going to be 100 years of FIFA. So let's look into the details of how the next World Cup is going to be. The FIFA World Cup is not just the celebration of the sport, which is football. It is the celebration of people, the culture, and the nations. And for 1 month, the host country takes the center stage of the sporting world, with billions of eyes watching every game, every city, and every stadium. Historically, FIFA World Cup has traveled across the globe. The first tournament was hosted by Uruguay. And the tournament was one of the big tournaments, and over the decades, this footballing tournament has revolved across many places from Europe to South America, with just two exceptions, which is Mexico and United States, and also Japan and South Korea. Then FIFA introduced a new rule, and it was a very important rule. If you can see here on the screen, it is the rotation policy. The principle is simple. A continent cannot host two consecutive tournaments, and they have to wait after every 12 years to host a tournament. This rule opened doors for new hosts. South Africa hosted a tournament, and Africa got their FIFA World Cup as well in 2010. Then came Russia, Qatar, and now United States, Canada, and Mexico. But in the next edition, FIFA will rewrite history. The 2030 World Cup is going to be the 100th anniversary of FIFA World Cup, the centenary. The opening matches will be played in Paraguay and Uruguay and Argentina as well, and then the tournament will go to Iberian Peninsula and Morocco. So Spain, Portugal and Morocco will host the rest of the tournament. This is the first time two continents, three if we count Africa as well, 6 countries and many fans are going to watch this tournament, with these many countries hosting this tournament as well. But this has also sparked controversy because with Europe, South Africa, South America already involved in this tournament, the continental rotation system will effectively only have Asia to host the next tournament, and it will be a clear path for Saudi Arabia, who wanted to host this tournament in 2034, and they will have a clear path to host this tournament. So now Saudi Arabia gets 2034 and we have 2030, the centenary games played in Spain, Portugal, Morocco, Paraguay, Uruguay and of course Argentina.
Now, the action is not just unfolding in the stadiums, but it is playing out in fan parks, in various cities around the world, and also the excitement continues inside your homes, within restaurants. My colleague Anamika is joining us from Guwahati, where fans are crazy about football and watching the tournament.
As I told you, not only the young generation men, but also the cute little female are also present over. What is your name?
Mehwish Anam.
Mehwish, how excited you are for the match, and today
It was really exciting, and I'm really excited for the finals. I hope so Spain wins, because I have been supporting Spain from the get-go, honestly, and it's really exciting to see them win again. So yeah.
And do you think on a final, whom do you want to see on a watching, like in holding that trophy?
Spain, obviously.
One word, Spain.
Yeah.
And if someday, as because India is not good in that ranking and we are not into in FIFA,
Yeah.
so for the upcoming days, do you want to see Indian team into in FIFA?
Yes, definitely, because I think we have a lot of potentials as well. We just have to push our teams forward, obviously. That's all.
You are wearing a very cute jersey, I can see that. And as I told you, not only the young kid but also the young female kid are also over here to see such kind of matches. FIFA, I can say. And if you want to say one word for the FIFA entertainment, what you will say?
Let's go! That's all. That's all.
The city of joy, Kolkata, has always been known for its football fandom. But this time round, this city has taken sides and made it very, very clear. My colleague Ridita gets us the ground report.
Messi is on the key line. We'll speak to people out here, very youngsters out here. क्या लग रहा है इस साल कौन जाएगा? One last dance किसका होगा?
मेसी का.
सपोर्टर अर्जेंटीना का ही हो?
हाँ, अर्जेंटीना का है. स्पेन भी चाहते हैं. स्पेन फाइनल में उठ गया. फाइनल जीत जाएगा तो अच्छा होगा.
स्पेन से एक्सपेक्टेशन था इतना?
हाँ, नहीं था पर हो गया. यामाल है ना, इससे
वेल तुम फुटबॉल के साथ इधर हो, क्या लग रहा है कौन जीतेगा इस साल?
अर्जेंटीना.
अगर इंडिया अगले साल आ गया तो क्या लगता है? इंडिया का सपोर्ट कर दे. अगले साल लग रहा है इंडिया का चांसेस होगा?
हाँ होगा, श्योर होगा. अगले 4 साल बाद.
हाँ, अगले फीफा में.
हाँ होगा, श्योर. इंडिया सिलेक्ट होगा ही.
So we will speak to more youngsters. क्या लग रहा है इंडिया अगर अगले साल आ गया तो क्या अनुभूति होगा, कैसे लगेगा?
ये सब सुनील छेत्री को सपोर्ट करेगा, जो अभी मेसी, रोनाल्डो, नेमार को चाहता है. तो सुनील छेत्री का सब फैंस लोग बढ़ जाएगा.
तुम किसके फैन थे इस फीफा में?
रोनाल्डो.
और रोनाल्डो चले गए, अपसेट हो?
हाँ बहुत.
अभी क्या लग रहा है फाइनल में कौन 2 टीम एक साथ जाएगा?
अर्जेंटीना जाएगा और फ्रांस तो आज हार गया. देखते.
So that is how the streets of Kolkata is resonating. That is how we see that fans are resonating. It is Argentina.
Now, India may not be playing in the FIFA Football World Cup, but the country's football story is one of the most fascinating chapters in the Asian sporting history. Football first arrived in India during the British era in the 19th century, and the sport quickly took root, especially in Kolkata, which went on to become the cradle of the Indian football. The Durand Cup, first played in 1888, is not only Asia's oldest football tournament, but also the third oldest football competition in the world still in existence. One of the defining moments came in 1911 when Mohun Bagan defeated the East Yorkshire Regiment to win the IFA Shield. Playing largely barefoot, the victory became much more than a sporting achievement. It became a symbol of Indian pride during the British rule. Now, after independence came what many still call the golden era of the Indian football. In 1950, India earned a place at the FIFA Football World Cup after other teams in its qualifying group withdrew. However, the All India Football Federation chose not to send the team, giving greater importance to the Olympics. Contrary to the popular belief, the decision was not simply because players couldn't play bare feet. It involved multiple administrative and logistical factors. Now, under the legendary coach Syed Abdul Rahim, India became one of the Asia's strongest footballing nations. The national team won Asian Games gold in 1951 and again in 1962 reached the semi-finals of the 1956 Melbourne Olympics, still India's greatest achievement on the world stage, and finished runners-up at the 1964 AFC Asian Games. It was during this time, Shaurya, in fact, during this period that Indian legends like P.K. Banerjee, Chunni Goswami and Selaine Manan and Neville D'Souza became household names.
Yeah, and while India has struggled to return to those heights, one thing has never faded: the passion for this beautiful game. From Kolkata to Goa to Kerala, Manipur and Northeast, football continues to inspire millions of fans. And if you're talking about football, how can we forget Ranjit Bajaj, especially if you're talking about Indian football? The man is on a mission, and here we have Mr. Ranjit Bajaj, sir. He is the coach and the founder of Minerva Academy. Thank you, sir, for being here. And first of all, congratulations on your victory on the Helsinki Cup and your performance at the Goethe Cup as well. Sir, thank you so much for that, and thank you so much for being here. So I wanted to ask you that how is this performance going to reflect in India's future when your young talent moves to the adult stage?
See, I think it's a very pertinent question because that's what happens. The talent is there, but the talent is killed. So it is not going to be translated, unfortunately and sadly, with the system we have in the country. These boys are not the ones who are going to be given the opportunity because nepotism and sifarishes still rule. And no matter how much the AFF at top wants to do something because it's sitting at the top in an AC room, when they give the selection and scouting process to people who are not trustworthy and they're giving it because of personal, because somebody knows somebody or somebody is the beta or sifarshi of somebody, that is where the killer is, because the people even playing in the current Indian national team or playing in any national team, at least 30 to 40% of them are not the right ones. Now, I mean, they are better ones. When I say better, I mean like way, way better. 19-20 ki baat alag hoti hai. So unless we get the right boys with the ones who are the most talented, the ones who actually deserve it, along with the right support staff and the coaching staff, the ones who have had experience in international football and have done this before on a big stage.
Now, Mr. Bajaj, India has millions of football fans, and every World Cup only strengthens that passion. So why hasn't that enthusiasm translated into success on the pitch? What's holding the Indian football back?
It is very, very easy. It's very, very simple that you need to, again, coming back, invest here. There's, again, not rocket science. But people are not waiting. They don't want to wait. They have to wait. They have to do, but till how long will it take? From the day you start. The day you stop asking every 4 years and you start asking this question every single day, why are we not at the World Cup? Why are we not at the World Cup? Not after every 4 years, every single day. And that's when we'll actually start preparing for the World Cup, or starting to prepare. The day we want to. Odisha is one state changed hockey. So for us to become a world power, we just need the support of one state, or 1 billionaire. Because it's not going to take much. Because we've seen countries like Cabo Verde do it. We've seen countries like Curacao do it. जिनकी population भाई इतनी है कि अगर हम शाम को market में जाते हैं, उस market में ज़्यादा population होती है. So that there is no, and the money is not required. Afghanistan has proved it. Iraq proved it. Our genes are fine. Why? Because Apna Singh, the number 10, Saprit Singh can go from here and play for New Zealand. In a non-football playing country, he has gone and become a footballer. And he's played. And then there's a boy from Kerala who's gone, whose parents have gone to Qatar. And he's got into the Qatar team. So imagine, one of the off-load boys who goes and plays in non-football playing country, like New Zealand, he makes it. That means problem is not in our genes. If the problem was in our genes, he would have never made it, because it's one Saprit Singh. The problem is in the system. And the day we fix the system, from that day, after 8 years, we'll make it. Because India is so huge.
Thank you so much, sir. But, I mean, the main question, the most important question is always going to be, when can you see India realistically qualify for this World Cup? And when can you see India be at that stage?
A plan without it's like an aim. I've just aimed now. An aim without a plan is a wish. And I don't make wishes. I make something which is solid. So इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? 2034 से अगर हमने 36 ओलंपिक्स का लगाया है इन बच्चों के लिए, 34 दूसरे बच्चों के लिए. So from that day I have counted back. Where do I need to be in 2034, 2 months before the World Cup starts, 6 months before the World Cup starts, all the way down till tomorrow? I need to know where I am. I have a plan mapped out. And how are we doing till now? For the plan is since 2020, by the way. So it's been now, 2021. So after COVID. So 5 years again. Where am I in the plan? I'm 2 years ahead of my plan. So that's why I'm so sure. I will get us there. But I have planned to get us there in 34. And then if these guys don't interfere, 36 in the Olympics, I'll get a medal. But if I get corporate support, we'll get there and we'll do very well. And we'll get there much faster, maybe in 2030. If one person gets corporate support, imagine if the entire country gets corporate support. We are a mega power. We are a superpower. Anything we put our minds to, Indians will be number one. We just need to put our minds to it. That's the only thing. There are people who are willing to put their minds to it, but they're not backed up by, unfortunately, money or corporate help or government help.
Thank you, Mr. Bajaj, for joining us today on ET Now in our FIFA Football World Cup special. Now, India's World Cup dream may be work in progress, but the biggest prize for football is now just one match away. After weeks of fierce competition, only 2 teams remain. Argentina and, in fact, Spain are now set to battle for the FIFA Football World Cup trophy in what promises to be a blockbuster tournament final. My colleague Shaurya is right here. He's joining us to take a closer look at what the key battles that could decide who lifts the FIFA Football World Cup trophy.
To the moment that every football fan has been waiting for. FIFA World Cup 2026 final is here, and it is going to be Argentina versus Spain, the defending champions versus the most complete team of this tournament. One side has the greatest of all time, and another one has the wonder kid, Yamal. While we can talk about a lot of battles that can happen in this game, one of the key battles that we have to look out for is going to be in the midfield, and the battle is going to be between Enzo Fernandez and Rodri. They both control the game in the pitch. Interestingly, these two players play in the Premier League, where Enzo Fernandez plays for Chelsea. Rodri is the engine of Manchester City. Now, if we look at the numbers, though Enzo Fernandez is an attacking midfielder and Rodri is a defensive midfielder, we have to look at the tackle win percentage. 68 for Rodri and 60 for Enzo Fernandez. So they are quite even there. But if we talk about the most important stat here, it is the duels won. 64 for Rodri compared to 42. And this is where Spain is the better team defensively. But if we are talking about numbers, how can we not talk about the GOAT, Lionel Messi? And he is also going to have a battle with his prodigy, which is Lamine Yamal. Both of them are Barcelona residents now, by the way. But if we talk about the numbers, Lionel Messi on the top of the Golden Boot race with 8 goals, and Lamine Yamal, not a great season with goals, but here is an interesting stat: 58% pass accuracy, and he makes games. He makes movements that score goals with some great assists as well. Not this season, but he has showed that in his league as well. So overall, a great battle to watch, a final that is going to happen in New York, and we are going to be mesmerized by the beauty of football of these two teams. So Shibani, tell me, who do you think is going to win this FIFA World Cup?
I feel that Argentina stands a strong chance, the way in which they played against the England to turn around the match in the last minute. And in fact, Shaurya, last tournament I had actually seen live Messi lift the World Cup at Doha's Lusail Stadium. I was there for the final match. So it was a precious, wonderful moment, and I could actually feel the cheer of the Argentinians and the excitement in the stadium. The whole stadium was bathing in blue. So I'm expecting the same during this Football World Cup final. So there will be a lot of supporters for Messi. And what a game it will be if Messi gets a chance to lift the Football World Cup trophy, the double, 2 times in a row.
And back-to-back is
And back-to-back is special, of course.
Yes, so that is going to be the finals for this World Cup, and we are eagerly waiting to watch this game.
Now, football isn't just being played on the pitch, it's taking over the internet too. From viral jokes to iconic reactions, FIFA Football World Cup 2026 has sparked a meme fest like never before. Here is a look at the funniest moments that broke the internet.
On the field, it's raining goals, but on the internet, it's raining memes like never before. Fans have taken to the internet to express their love, frustration, anger, and all things football through memes. For Kylian Mbappe, a meme that began in 2024 has become a title, and the fans simply can't get enough of Dictator Mbappe. His extraordinary influence within French football has earned him the title of a dictator. The World Cup's breakout star Erling Haaland, meanwhile, was a fan favourite. His Viking Row celebration and his quirky personality were subject to a barrage of memes. While some were in awe of his Viking build, for others, he was a pretty princess. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump also faced the ire of football fans when he candidly admitted that he dialed FIFA President Gianni Infantino to reverse the red card given to US striker Folarin Balogun. Argentine superstar Messi too faced intense scrutiny over FIFA's alleged bias towards him. Fans drew comparisons between teams that were reportedly wronged by officials on the ground. World Cup 2026 was a swan song for Brazil's Neymar and Portugal's Cristiano Ronaldo, but their tears on the ground turned into memes online. And as the world celebrated football, India was not far behind. Desi fans were amused with a woman who went viral for mispronouncing the names of famous footballers while selling t-shirts. As football mania continues, memes will continue to take center stage.
Well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of our special show and coverage on the FIFA Football World Cup 2026. Football and fortune, and I hope you enjoyed all the data and all the details that us and our team packed for this special edition. I'm looking forward to the match, Shaurya. Are you going to stay up at night? What is the plan for the weekend?
Definitely, my sleep schedule is not that great right now as well, so might as well one more game.
Right.
So very excited for the finals. I mean, the biggest World Cup ever, and it is in the end going to be Spain versus Argentina, and this game is going to be a battle for century.